Want to turn your passion for drawing into a full-time career? Discover our courses at Brushcamp where you become a master in the realm of digital painting. Brushcamp offers tons of similar courses in illustration, 2D, 3D design. Level up your creativity with free knowledge and courses. Visit brushcamp.com today and explore endless possibilities.
Hello everyone, in today's lesson, we will learn about how to edit an object in Photoshop, a drawing, or an image that we load like this. It's all called an object. We will learn how to edit an image with an image. I will perform certain operations. For example, how to duplicate it. To duplicate, if I right-click. This is the duplicate layer. I click on it. It will duplicate a layer exactly like this. Then I can drag it like this. Delete. The shortcut for it is Ctrl+J. Then it will create a new layer just like that. So it has a very useful shortcut. For example, now. What's good about this Ctrl+J? For example, now I have a selection, this layer. For example, now I want to create another pig head. I select this area. Then I press Ctrl+J. It will duplicate what's inside the selection only. Then I press Ctrl+T. Drag to create another pig head, Ctrl+T. Do you see it? It will duplicate what's inside our selection. The selection means it only affects inside the selection area. For example, now I'll select the wing. I use the selection. For example, I'll select this wing. It will only affect inside the selection. So, for example, I select the wing and press Ctrl+J. It will only duplicate the wing. This method allows us to duplicate, or we can make additional edits, then press Ctrl+T to draw something else and edit, something like that. This is a very important technique. There's another useful technique. That's another key combination involving Ctrl+J. For example, now I create a selection. But now I want to completely remove this wing from the pig. I can't just press Ctrl+J for that. I will press Ctrl+Shift+J. Then I switch to the Move tool. It separates from the image. Ctrl+Shift+J is to detach it from the image completely. Ctrl+J only duplicates it. Pay attention to this. I press Ctrl+Z. Those are two important commands. When working with an object, an image, in edit mode, I will find a way to edit the images together. For example, now I want to edit this pig image. I press Ctrl+T, it will show a frame, so that I can perform scaling operations. I can scale up or down from this corner, or if I hold down the Shift key, I can drag both sides. It has another interesting feature. When I right-click, it will display commands to make changes. For example, rotate 180 degrees will rotate it by 180 degrees. Rotate 90 degrees, rotate in this direction. Rotate 90 degrees, rotate in the opposite direction. Or click flip. Flip horizontal will flip it horizontally like this. Or flip vertical, it will flip it vertically. There's another important command up here as well. For example, an important command is the Wrap command. With that, I can move this image. It has grid points. I can move these grid points. Move them to adjust the image better according to my preference. This is the Wrap command. And there's one more thing. The perspective feature, it's quite useful. When I pull it like this, it stretches. I feel like the pig is getting closer. This part is closer, this part is farther away. Drag it back and forth. This one is quite similar to another command. When I right-click, it's the Skew command. I click on it, it also tilts. It tilts automatically. To be honest, I rarely use these things. I'm just introducing them for you to imagine. In addition to these edits, I have another important edit. The thing is, I use the Wrap tool in Photoshop. I can remember one more thing. I can also make edits using Liquify. What's Liquify? I select the layer. I go to Filter, click on Liquify. Its shortcut key is Ctrl+Shift+X. When you press it, it will display a dialog box. This one is quite laggy. I'll zoom in on it. I press Z and then I zoom in on it. At that time, remember this forward wrap tool. Don't select the ones below. When I zoom the brush in, I can move. I can move the object as I want. This is a pretty useful method. If it's okay, you press OK, otherwise you press cancel. A very useful command, the liquify command. Regarding edit mode, let me briefly explain about the editing process. Set this pig aside for a moment. Let's focus on the red pumpkin on the left. In terms of editing, there are some tools that I often use to adjust the colors. First is the CTRL-U key. Ctrl-U, it will bring up the hue saturation panel. This panel helps me change 3 parameters, hue. Second is saturation. And finally, lightness. I check the colorize option. It will overlay the color below. You just need to experiment with this one to understand. There's not too much theory here either. Ctrl-U if you forget. It has a button below. The circular, semicircular, and black half-circle shapes. You click on it. These are adjustment layers. You just need to experiment. For example, here it has first, to fill color, solid color, gradient, pattern. And the second box has brightness, levels, curves. Exposure is used to adjust the brightness, hue. The next one here is vibrance. Color balance are used to adjust colors. The ones below are for adjusting the image. You can test these out. I won't explain all of them because you won't be able to remember all of them either. I'm just highlighting the important ones, like hue, saturation. When you click on it, it will change. As you can see, it changes the entire image. So how do you only change this part? I just need to apply a clipping mask to it. For example, I'll apply a clipping mask here, CTRL-Alt-G. Then it will only change this part. You click on this. This is its parameter panel. When I drag it, it will only affect the red pumpkin. Pay attention, everyone. The second command I want to mention to you is CTRL-B. That's the color balance command. It means it will balance the warm and cool colors. It doesn't change the color of this pumpkin. It changes the warmth or coolness. Now I'll drag it to make it warmer or cooler. More blue or more pink. More cyan or more yellow. This is the balance. Color balance has many options. For example, it can balance the shadows, or it can balance the midtones, the colors in the middle, or it can only balance the highlights. Pay attention to these options. I can also choose it from down here. It has color balance. Then I can adjust it as well. Of course, I need to create a clipping mask. I can adjust it. That's what I often adjust to adjust the colors. So the edit mode is only important in the fact that first I duplicate a layer, or I know how to separate a component from that layer, if I want to. The second thing is that I can understand the adjustments. When I press CTRL-T, I can make adjustments. Commands like warp, perspective are often used. And finally, I can adjust the color or the warmth by pressing CTRL-U to bring up saturation, hue, or Ctrl-B to bring up color balance. These are the commonly used ones. These are things that I think for beginners. You should remember these because they will be used frequently while doing digital painting. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.